Hello and welcome to another tutorial video brought to you by Spotlight Photographics and Photo Solutions Market. My name is Sean Dement, and today we'll be talking about the MVP series new soccer design. This new soccer design is going to come in three different formats that you can purchase individually. The first is going to be the two-shot horizontal banner, where you can have two different images. The second is the Team Panoramic, which can be printed as a print or as a banner. And then you also have the vertical single image, which also can be used for print or for player banners to put at the field. So first we're going to go through each one of these and show you how they're laid out and how to change the colors, because that is one of the most asked questions on these templates. So we're going to start with this one, which is the vertical banner. And what you want to do is look through all of the templates, and you'll see different things to change the colors with. You'll see that we have a light beam right here, and to change this light beam color, if we want to see which one this is, you'll see it's the light beam that's over here on the goal. Now you can always turn this off if you don't want it there by just turning off the eye, or if you want to change the color, we simply double click right here on this box, and that's going to bring up our slider bar. And now you can change the color. So we're going to change this template over to red. And let's give it a little bit more saturation if you want it to be a little deeper. And then we'll just keep going up. Now we'll find another one here. This color overlay, or color, has the same features on it. We'll just move this over to red. That's the lights at the top, obviously. And we'll just boost the saturation up here and give it a little bit more. You can always move the saturation up and down. Don't touch the lightness bar. This won't actually help you at all. It'll just make the image not look as the right way, really. For example, if we were to move this down, you'll see that it just washes it out. If we bring it up, it just doesn't function the way it should. So this should always stay at 0 on any of the templates that we make. All right, so we'll move our way up here. We've got our number 8, which is not a color. So we'll keep moving. We have the last name melody. So if we go to our character palette, which is where you can adjust the text if you don't want to use the text that comes with it, you can always just change the text here. You can also change the size, and right here we'll just double click on the color, and now we'll switch this over to red. And we'll just work our way up. We have another light beam with the hue and saturation, and we'll just move this to red, again bringing that saturation up. And keep going up. We have a rectangle shape here. To change the rectangle, we just double click right here on the thumbnail, change this to red, and if we want a deeper red, it'll actually show through the pattern that's with that layer. And that's pretty much it. We've changed all the colors on this template. Well, I'm sorry, we missed one more thing. We got 2 more light beams right up here at the top, and we'll do the same thing here. Move this to the red part of the hue bar and do the same thing for the top one. And now we're good. So this one's ready to put a player that is in red on there. To do that, all we need to do is come to our players layer and go ahead and remove that. I'm just going to turn it off here. And then we just drag and drop our already extracted image right in the same place and size it to fit, and it's ready to go. All right, so we're going to move over to the panoramic. This is going to function exactly the same way. You'll notice that the panoramic also has names down here at the bottom that you can change. And to change text on any of the templates, we just select our text tool and just highlight the text, and then we can retype what we want. So we can just type in the new names and numbers, and just on and on and on. And the same thing goes with the other parts of the template. To change the colors, we just start at the bottom again, find a hue and saturation layer for the left lights, change this over to red, give it some more saturation to deepen it. And if you want the exact same thing to happen on the other side, what we can do is right click on our hue and saturation layer, I'm sorry, I misspoke there. We just want to make sure that we look at all of the different settings that are up here at the top. So we've got the hue all the way to 0, the saturation at 78. So we come up here to this one, and we can just put 0 and 78, and then they match. And we'll just work our way up. We have another light beam here, changing that hue and saturation. We can do 0. We'll see if this works. And 78. That was the light beam over here on this goalpost. And we can just keep putting those same numbers all the way down on all of the different light beams. Now, of course, once you get a template switched over to a color, you can always just save this as a new template so that you don't have to change the colors again if you come back for another team that's red. There we go. Changing these bars is the rectangles, just like we had before. Just turn these red. And we can just copy this color that we used and go to the next rectangle. And there we go. Now there's one trick to do the shadow under here, and you can always watch the tutorial video that's on our help page to learn how to do the shadows, but very quickly I will do that for you here. We'll just turn off the shadow layer that was with it, and what we'll do is just duplicate the layer of the players and move that underneath. Then we'll do a simple blending option color overlay of black. Go ahead and hit Control T or a free transform on your computer. Drag from the center down, apply, and then we just come up to blur under filter. And if you don't have field blur, that means you're probably not on CS 5 or above. I can't remember if it was in 5 or 6 that field blur came out, but if you don't have field blur, you can always use one of the other blurs down here to get the same effect. But field blur is just a quicker way, and we'll just make this blur come up pretty high. Hit OK. Let that work. And depending on your computer speed, this can take a couple seconds, or it could take a little bit longer. I have a lot of different screens open right now, so this will take a little bit longer because I have a lot of processing power going away from Photoshop right now. But typically this is pretty quick. Alright, once that's done, we can just right click and rasterize our layer style, and then we can just lower the opacity, and there's our shadow. So that is the panoramic, and then the this one is the same way. It just has a couple more light bursts on here, but you still have the same things you're looking for. You're looking for the hue and saturation layers that we just change over. There's our top. There is the flare on the ground. Here is our other flare. This would be the goalpost back. And goalpost front. And we just keep scrolling our way up, find another light beam. And just keep changing all the light beams over to red. And I'm doing this quickly, like I said before. You can always just type in the same numbers, but then we just have this rectangle here. And we change that over to red. And the last name. So there you go. Ready for you to drag and drop your images in and replace the ones that are in there, ready to go to the printer. So again, this was the tutorial for the MVP Series soccer design. If you have any questions, you can always email me by submitting contact information on our website. In the Help tab in the upper right-hand corner, select Contact Us and send us your email. You can also find quick tips and tutorials and also some frequently asked questions on that page before you actually send your email. So your questions might be answered before you even send it. So thank you very much again for coming by for another Spotlight tutorial video. Again, my name is Sean DeMint. Thank you again for stopping by.